Any potential new members? I know. Got one here.
Jim Christie, nice to meet you.
What boat was he on, buddy?
Astro, Sam Houston, San Francisco, Ohio.
Sam Houston, full boat.
Hoorah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And you, sir?
I was
Okay. Okay. Any guests? All right. Are they visiting guests, national, regional, district, or other base officers? And I don't see Jim. He must have got lost or traveling. All right. Normally I would do the presentation I was going to do about national convention, but okay, I remembered the donuts this time. All right, so we had donuts, but I didn't bring my laptop. So Dan brought the projector. And I thought the projector would run the USB PowerPoint, but obviously it doesn't. Dennis doesn't have PowerPoint on his laptop, so we're SOL. So
You failed again.
I failed again.
That's the first time.
So
Maybe we ought to fire
January. You had that chance today, by the way. So all right.
He was going to get it right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we might entertain it, to do it for the Christmas party one, but I don't know. So we'll figure that out. So we'll roll right into the monthly business reports. Bob?
Yeah. Good morning, shipmates.
Good morning.
I see Dick's not here. That means I can be as verbose as I want, or I can just rattle on for weeks and weeks. No. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't want to do that anyhow. The last meeting was on the 18th of October here. It's online. There's a synopsis. That's a big word for you guys. I'm a yeoman. I could get away with that. There's a summary of the meeting. If you've got any questions about the last meeting, take a look at it online and then send me an email. And as we said earlier in the meeting, it's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. I'm done.
Well, that was a quick round. Hey.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob.
Wow.
Dan, treasurer report and membership report.
If you haven't signed, please do so. Please just pass that back. Appreciate it. We're going to start with membership. We were at 254 as of the end of October. That is up 3 from the month before. I know this is a report, not necessarily story time, as they say, but when we're always looking at getting new members, obviously, I'm on board whenever we can. So about a year ago, I was out at Belfair State Park doing some camping, and I saw this guy walking by, and, well, amazingly enough, he had a Michigan hat on. They're everywhere.
Be Michigan.
I don't know how they do it. They're like bunnies or something, but whole other story. So we talked a little bit. I gave him a card. Last meeting, I saw this guy wandering around. I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And he said, "Hey, I'm doing your meeting." I said, "Sounds good." Chatted for a little bit. Went over, saw Dennis, signed up for a lifetime. At the end of the meeting, I said, "You look really familiar. I know this is bad, but I don't know you." He said, "Well, I was actually walking out at Belfair State Park, and this guy gave me a business card, and I said, I should come on down." So it took a year or so for it to happen, but he made it as down and life member over there. So thank you for that. Treasury report. At the end of October, we had $57,495.02. Corks Challenge. $60 for the month of October for $3,350 for the year. We're coming up on the end of the year. We've only a couple months left. We're probably less than 20% than what we were hoping for. So if you think you can kick in some dollars, let me know. We'll make it happen. That's it.
Thanks, Dan. Chaplain report, John.
All right, so just remember, if you know of anybody that's passed away or needs help, reach out and let us know so that we can deploy our resources to help those people.
Yes. Let us know. Okay. All right. Steve or Fred, any chaplain things? Okay.
I'm going in for my third cataract surgery Monday, 12:30.
Yes. So prayers with you for that.
I'm going in for
Third
surgery.
time's a charm.
I'm going for surgery on Christmas Eve.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going anywhere this time.
Okay.
Yeah, Don's there.
Yeah. Don, glad to see you back too.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Storekeeper John.
Oh, well, I've got lots of calendars here. Oh, not a lot, but a few. In case anyone needs an extra one, I know Steve got some. But I do have a few. Someone a couple of meetings ago wanted a Kamehameha patch. I have it here, so come see me after the meeting and I can get it to you. We do have base challenge coins in case you didn't know it, and we have the 250th anniversary challenge coin. So come by and see me. I'll be glad to get you something.
Okay. Jason, you have anything storekeeper wise? All right.
Hey, one thing I should say. Luncheons, everyone remember next week we have a luncheon. We had one last Friday. Next week, because we're going to avoid Thanksgiving weekend. So we're at IHOP next week. Soup Town, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. On the storekeeper front, we're also looking for a tertiary per se person for storekeeper. I know, John, you're pushing a lot of stuff around, and so probably need another person. I know, Jason, you guys got it. So just something for somebody in the base if they want to step up. You guys
That can do Wednesdays.
that can do Wednesdays at TTF. So there's something to think about. Flow manager parades. I don't see Mike here, Mike Friend.
His birthday today.
I was just fixing to say that. Happy 27th birthday to Mike.
27.
It's always 27 to me. So I don't, the float is stowed for the winter. So it's not coming back out until, the swim irrigation festival in March or April. I don't remember the exact date. It's in storage till next year. So. Holland Club. I don't see Bear either. And, his backup Delmo. So, I don't know of any coming up in the near future. So, Gerald Ambassador, Mike Talpie, and I don't see him either. So, our Casper Kids position is vacant since the passing of Steve Ham on internal patrol. So we will need to find, a replacement for Castro Kids. And there's a lot of ideals rolling around in my head from the National Convention about Castro Kids. We don't have to necessarily go to a hospital. We can go to a school, or we could help first responders, Red Cross whenever they're helping a family in need. So we can get out there. We just got to figure out how to do it since we can't get in the hospitals. WD4 Commander Jim DeMott didn't sneak in on us. So I will plug that West Frisian Roundup is coming up in April down at Samstown Gambling Hall in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I know Dan Michelle has signed up for that already. I haven't. I'm going, but I just haven't got to it yet. So historian, web, social media, Dave, and Dave, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
More importantly, I'm glad my wife didn't drive me to Dallas.
Well, we won't talk about that.
Not on camera anyway. Hopefully, you're looking at social media, Facebook pages, USSVI Facebook page. Again, just a reminder, it's not enough just to look at it. You got to click that like button, As the kids say, you got to smash that like button, and it helps if you share. The more you get this stuff out there, the more it's there for other people to see, which, of course, is the idea, is to get other people to see it. Any questions on social media? Simple, it's easy. It's right there. Anybody here USS Gato, 1969? Not that bad? Not that bad? Nobody here 69? Anybody, you know what happened today, 1969?
I know the date, but I know what happened.
Okay. Today was the day the USS Gato met the Soviet submarine K-19. Yes, that one. Up close and personal. The K-19 was badly damaged. The Gato was not. But the unclassified version is the Gato was not damaged at all.
Read on the article.
Yeah. The rumor mill is that she was, and that the man who was the captain that day was not relieved. He actually went on to become an admiral through some what we used to call creative log keeping, which I would know nothing about. Any George Washington sailors? Well, today was the day that George Washington set sail on the very first strategic deterrent patrol carrying Polaris. I'm sure that the Regulus guys would have an argument with that, right?
Very true.
Very true. I'm starting to get back on schedule, particularly with patrol reports, the stories of things going on. I'd actually written this week's some time ago. I have a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, who's actually an Army helicopter guy, but he's fascinated by submarines. Sent me a picture from the museum out in Pearl Harbor where he was at the time, and he was confused. How many of you knew the United States Navy had a submarine captain relieved on patrol for not being able to do his job? You've all seen the film McCain Mutiny, right? How many of you knew that actually happened?
That's like right your story.
Yeah, USS Billfish, November 11th, 1943. The commanding officer of the Billfish was relieved by his chief engineer in the Navy. You read the logbook for that day. The logbook basically says 16 depth charges dropped, none close, which isn't what happened. More creative log keeping, as it were. 60 years later, we learned that the captain and the XO both froze and could not be moved. Chief engineer took control. The ship was sinking. It was down around 600 feet down in a Vallejo class. He did some pretty exciting things with it. He waited till depth charges went off, and that's when he would blow the ballast tanks so that they couldn't hear the ballast tanks blowing over the depth charges. Managed to get the Billfish out, and he made a promise to the captain. The captain said, "That's it, I'm done. I'm not doing submarines anymore." And instead of going to the Navy and saying, "Hey, this guy failed," he kept his mouth shut for 60 years. He and his chief back out. In 2006, they were both awarded the Silver Star and the Navy Cross for what they did. And if you ever go down to the training center down there, you'll notice that the training center, the Damage Control Training Center, is now named after them because of what they did on November 11th, 1943. He kept his word, kept his mouth shut for 60 years, and nobody knew about it.
Gato's one to Buffalo.
The Gato
Submarine.
Yeah. Okay, but we're talking about the Billfish now.
Oh, the Billfish.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, you said Gato.
We moved on.
Okay.
Anyway, those are the kinds of stories that I think need to be told. They're the kinds of stories that we find out. Even just reading the logs, sometimes you don't get that. Again, you read the log for the Billfish that day, it's pretty non-committal. Nothing happened, no big deal. We find out later that it was a very big deal, and in fact, it was one of the prouder moments, I think, of the submarine fleet. By the way, that captain who froze that day went on to command 2 more submarines.
Whoa.
Because the Navy needed submarine captains, and they sent him back out again. He wasn't happy about it, but he went on and retired as a captain. So, any questions, comments, complaints? That's your history for today. Thanks, Dave.
Past commander reports.
The only thing I have as past managers will be doing the election under new business.
Just all by the way, I went to Sons of Norway. They had a veterans dinner the other night. Really good event. And like I said, a veterans dinner, so they served shit on the table.
Great.
Awesome. All right. Chief of Boat, report.
Our next, I've been gone for a while, so we'll just get back. Okay. Next event will be our Christmas party. So the email will be going out about that shortly. It's on the same date as our regular meeting, and it's at the VFW over on Central Valley. So that's coming. And also, we have these wooden tokens that have our QR code on. Yes.
What time is that Saturday?
Well, when I send out the email, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be 4 a.m. for some of you. Be there, be square. Anyway, usually 10 or 10, but anyway. So we have these wooden tokens that says perpetuate the memory, etc. It's us. It has a QR code. If you don't have any of these, I have quite a few, and you can pass these out to potential members and other people that may have an interest in us. And if you don't have business cards, I have some of those up here. We also carry these with you also. That's it.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
From the vice commander point of view, I was going to have a presentation and do that, but I guess we'll probably end up doing that maybe December, January, depending on where we fall on that. Veterans Day event Tuesday at the fairgrounds was awesome. Steve, the whole county community supported that. Thanks to you that came and supported. It was a good time. It was a moving ceremony, and had a good time.
The unofficial count was just over 600 attendees.
Wow.
Yeah. The Rear Admiral guest speaker, she was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't remember her name, but she's pretty awesome. She comes to the council meetings too. So, all right, base commander report. As you see, the base commander is not here today. She's out doing a presentation at the Daughters of American Revolution, so support to her doing that down at Tacoma. All right. The next Greater Kitsap Commerce meeting Michelle and Eileen will be going to represent the base at the gala this year. The next thing she wanted to bring up, the Yakima base is proposing that a June reunion aboard the USS Blueback following the Western Region Roundup. So the Blueback goes down in Portland as a museum ship. So the Yakima base is trying to maybe generate an interest, and if we want to participate, go down to Portland and see the Blueback. So if you have any interest in doing that, get your feedback to Eileen. So,
No dates for yet.
following the Western Roundup. So the Western Roundup's in April, so maybe the end of April. No dates yet. So TBD, but following the Roundup. Okay. I mentioned this already, but Eileen has it here. Primary relief needed for SK. Someone who is committed to TTF sales every month. So that's what we're really looking for, somebody to get to TTF. We'll get a full description of the duties so you know what you're stepping into. So, we need volunteers for the setup, cleanup, breakdown of the Christmas party. If you're interested, please feel free to email Eileen or the Cobb. I'm sure the Cobb's going to send out a support list for that. Veteran Service Officer and Historian release. On the national level, they're looking for a Veteran Service Officer and a historian for USSVI National. If anyone is interested, the District Commander, P. Joes, get in touch with him. And if you need his information, either Eileen or myself can get it to you.
In the magazine also.
It is also in the American Submariner magazine. Thanks for the reminder. Dues renewal. The 26th. So pay your dues at that point. And also there'll be a ballot coming out of national that's going to change the bylaws to allow associate life membership. So any associate members that we have are grandfathered in that. So
What is it?
No.
You said associate members. What?
Associate members. So,
Or they'd be like, oh, okay.
We only have a couple of them
Yeah.
currently like.
They were grandfathered already.
They were grandfathered already.
that's what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
But the new associates will have to be
New. Yeah.
Wait 3 years.
Right.
I didn't get to that part yet.
just trying to stay ahead of you.
Which is not hard at times. So there's a bylaw coming in place to be voted on that will allow associate members to be life members, but they got to be 3 years as associate member first. The associate members that we have right now that are life are grandfathered into that, so we're good. Central Oregon base float project update. They did debut their float. We provided funding to support them. They took a old C-130 jet fuel tank or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. They took a jet fuel tank, one that detaches off the plane, and turned it into a submarine. So they 3D printed some parts. It looked pretty sharp for the pictures that I saw. They did take it through the Veterans Day Parade, but they want to do a christening March the 7th, and they want to provide an official name for it. So there's a thought maybe the base going down there and supporting, since we provided funding support for them, so let's think about going down and supporting them. That's March the 7th, 2026. That's all the reports. Any last rounds and alibis on the reports? Okay. Old business. Alzheimer's presentation is tentatively scheduled for December. Might throw the National Convention presentation in on that too during the holiday meeting. Fred, Eileen's asked if you can reach out to the POC for Alzheimer's. That's what she's got down here. I didn't know if you were doing. Say again?
You talking to me?
Yeah. That's what she says down here.
Okay, I didn't realize it was involved in that.
I think it's Eileen and myself. So.
I think so.
Yeah. So.
Why? Because I'm the oldest one here on Alzheimer's.
No, not at all. We'll figure that out between Eileen and myself.
Let me know what you do.
I was just as surprised to read as you are, so that's okay. Yeah. Veterans Day at the Pavilion, thank you for all that supported. Appreciate it. Christmas party scheduled for December the 20th at the VFW, featuring a taco and chili bar. So, Gary, I believe we were confirmed for that last time I looked. So, all right. Guess next up is new business, which would lead into our elections. Correct, Dave?
Correct.
Okay. Shipmates, we will now proceed to the election of base officers. In accordance with our bylaws, an election chair has been appointed to conduct this process. Our election chair this year is our past commander, Dave Bowman. I now yield the floor to Dave Bowman, who will conduct the election of officers.
Thank you, Vice Commander. Shipmates, we will now conduct the elections of our officers in accordance with our Article 8 Bremerton Base bylaws. The officers to be filled are Base Commander, Vice Commander, Secretary, Treasurer, and Chief of the Boat. All members in good standing are eligible to vote. That includes you, Fred, even with Alzheimer's. The nominating committee did call for nominations by August 30th and accepted those nominations. They were properly promulgated on the website. The following nominations have been received and accepted. Base Commander Eileen Davis, Vice Commander Wayland Shropshire, Treasurer Dan Inman, Secretary Bob Hickman, Cobb Dave Pittman. At this time, in accordance with the bylaws, I will open the floor for additional nominations with the notation that the individual must be present and must agree to serve. Are there any floor nominations? Seeing none, And since there are no challenged elections, we will proceed to a show of hands vote. Commander Eileen Davis, all in favor? Motion carried. Vice Commander Waylon Shropshire, all in favor? Motion carries. Dan Inman, Treasurer, all in favor? See a hand there, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Motion carries. Secretary Bob Hickman, all in favor?
Yeah.
Hoorah.
Motion carries.
I'm not voting for myself.
Chief of Vote, Dave Pittman, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. By the authority vested in me as election chair and under the provisions of the Bremerton Base bylaws, I declare these candidates duly elected for their representative offices to be installed in January in accordance with our bylaws. This concludes the elections of the officers. Congratulations to those who have served, who are going to serve, and thank you for all the rest of you who are willing to serve. Commander, Vice Commander, I return the floor to you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. On behalf of the base, I want to thank our election chair, the nominating committee, and everyone who participated in this election. Congratulations to our new elected officers, and thank you for your dedication to the Bremerton Base and Brotherhood of the Dolphin. And I just want to say it's a great honor to be leading this austere group. So it's fun. I enjoy it. And thank you for letting me represent you. So, all right. Now that that is over, next new business, our e-board, which is open to everyone. It's a Zoom meeting, so you can Zoom in, just sit and listen to what the executive board does. It's fun at times. Okay. That's going to be December the 16th at 1800. So, okay. Kitsap Area Veterans Alliance next meeting will be right here in this room. January the 5th is January the 9th. All right. And it's usually at 6 o'clock as well. So that's where we do the planning for the stand down. The next stand down is in April. That will be the spring stand down. Any other new business the officers are aware of?
I think it's January 8th.
Okay.
Have a meeting. 8th.
She's got the 9th here, but okay. Yeah.
Thursday the 8th.
Okay. All right. That's why you need to be on the e-board, Steve.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Good of the order. Western Roundup, as I mentioned, in Sandtown, Las Vegas, April 2026. Registration is open. So, just a reminder, do not wear your colors out into any political events. It implies that USSVI is supporting that event, and we really don't want to get into that mess. So,
Good of the order.
yes, John. Sorry.
All right, so I had the privilege of attending my Benjamin Franklin submarine reunion a couple of weeks ago. We had a joint reunion with the Drum and the Rasher and World War II submarine veterans, of which we had one attending, and his name is Patrick Zalakis, and he has written a few books, and I had the opportunity to buy one of them. He signed my book to my submarine brother. I sat right next to him. He put his arm around me, and I just cried sitting there next to him. He was just as witty and savvy as any old crusty bubblehead. So it was really a privilege to get to talk to this guy and be part of that event. Part of our reunion schedule was the actual World War II submarines memorial ceremony on Kings Bay Naval Base. They hang up all the boat flags on the hooks, and all the admirals and captains and everybody from the base is there, and they ring all the dignitaries aboard, and it's a big deal. And we had widows there from World War II sub vets and families, and so it was a real privilege to get to attend that. But one of the hospitality room sit and chats, we had a book signing from an author who compiled a biography of Henry Brault, our first submarine Medal of Honor winner, and I'm super highly interested in that. So I sit up to the table next to this guy, and he looks straight at me and says, "ET1 Perkins?" I'm like, "You know me?" He goes, "You were my sub school instructor." So it's a small world. And this guy, I had over 1,000 students in the course of 4 years. So for somebody to look me straight in the eye and know exactly who I was and be glad to see me, that was a big deal. And so he's compiled this book, but he's also working on other documentation where our history is documented in multiple sources. And what he's doing is he's a lot younger than most of us here, and he's got the rest of his life, and he's got this thing where he's just taking different documents and compiling them into historical documents that are, all compiled together and a lot easier for somebody to take a hold of and, get the full gist of it. So that's my punch on that. So one other thing that we had was a guest speaker from Submariners Advocacy Group. This document that I'm holding is called the Unseen Burden. So basically, this group is trying to prove, and eventually will be successful, that every single one of us who went down and sucked amine for however long, diesel fumes are subject to health conditions that aren't documented and accepted by the VA. So what they're trying to do is say, if you were a submariner, then you were eligible for X amount of disability through the VA. That's forthcoming, but that's what they're pushing for. And if you're interested in learning more about that, you can either look at this document that I have here, and I have a single copy, but you can also go to Submariners Advocacy Group online, and you can download this exact information. It's available. And you can also join their group and help support the push and drive that they're trying to achieve this goal for us as submarine veterans, to show that just our service alone and being on board has caused us a lot of us extreme health issues. That's all I have.
Thanks, John.
Real quick. In my spare time when I ain't got nothing else to do, I'm the one of the trustees of the Elks over on the other side of the water in Fort Townsend. We had a veterans dinner and auction last Saturday to support veterans funding and housing and so on and so forth on that side of the water. And I just wanted you to know, we're out in the country and there ain't a whole lot of us, but we got $16,000.
Wow. Pretty amazing, Bob. Hey, on the Unseen Burden report, I had a hand in that report as well. My name is in that book as well. It does list people that suspectedly passed away due to submarine conditions. It also lists submarine people that are still living that have submarine-related conditions. And I'm listed in that list as well. So Dave Bozarth and Stan are the guys that've been working on that. I have a copy of it electronically that I could send out if anybody's interested in it. It is on the Submarine Advocacy Group Facebook page under files. It's a well-written document. It's being mailed out to congressional representatives, those especially on the House Service or Armed Services Committees, as well as several of the senators that provided support when they heard about Submarine Advocacy Group working on this. It's also got a SecDef and, the Secretary of War. Change the name. Yeah.
Ain't nothing that ain't changed in the Constitution to hell with them. Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
All you do is the name and
Yeah. So it's going up to a lot of high places. It's also the presentation that was done during that ceremony was recorded on YouTube, so you can watch it on YouTube as well. It's also in the Stars and Stripes, so the word is out. So we're a different breed. We're exposed to a lot of different things. So
years doing it.
yeah. Does anyone else?
Yeah, I got one. Here. Hey, I had these shirts made for a group of people, but they didn't like the fact I put the submarine on there. They weren't all submariners. So I have an abundance of these. Not an abundance. I have a few left. It's every Friday. Remember everyone deployed. Red Shirt Friday. Everyone should know about that. I got a few of these I'm interested in getting rid of. I'll sell them at cost. I paid $15 for them. I got some 2X labels and some mediums. That's all I have. I have no XL. So if you're interested, I have them, okay?
Two things really quick. Last year I got to interview Ryan Walker, the author of the book about Henry Brawl. It's a fascinating book, and he's a really interesting guy. Plus, he had an article about the swans in New London in the American Submariner a couple of months ago. So he and I communicate on a fairly regular basis. If you are a new member, I need to see you after the meeting to get your video thing done. So don't leave if you're a new member until you talk to me.
Okay. Sir.
Yeah, tonight the Eagles are having a veterans dinner at the Eagles in Eastport Orchard.
What time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, right? Does everybody hear that? Yep.
Yeah, there a cost involved in that, or is it paid? It's free.
Huh?
Free? Is it a free dinner for veterans?
Yeah, it's free dinner for veterans.
Okay.
I think it's $15 for everybody else.
Okay. All right. No further business.
One observation.
Sir.
On June 14th, this is a memory thing. June 14th, the Bremerton Base gave the Central Oregon Base a check for $4,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was that ever presented to National as a picture or something to go in the magazine? It's a pretty big deal, $4,000. With no recognition.
Okay, so that's up to the Bremerton or the Oregon base to put that in. That's not up to us.
We didn't do that. It was us that did it.
I know.
And the event was something separate. I'm saying our $4,000 went to Central Oregon.
Correct.
Period.
Correct. So that's their job to put it in.
Why?
Well, that's like saying pat us on the back for giving money. So we have all. You want to write it? Go ahead. We gave all the information.
Now.
Well, okay, then I'm done.
Correction on the time on that veterans dinner tonight. It's at 5 to 7 o'clock. It runs from.
I'm losing my screws.
That's no.
So.
Is that something new?
I don't know where it came from. It looks more like a rivet instead of a screw. So. It looks like it's broken off. But anyway. All right.
Right there.
Oh, you just standing?
It's okay. We all got to do that occasionally. All right. No further business. Do I have a motion?
I'm a new member.
Okay.
I don't talk. So anyway, you all know it's November. All right. So again, it's my third meeting, so I don't know everybody, but we all know about prostate cancer. We've heard about it. You know how you get tested, and it doesn't have to be the finger, right? You get the blood test, get your PSA levels. So I went through that several years ago, and I had a former shipmate help me through it because he had gone through it. So I'm offering up if anybody's going through that situation, and if they need somebody to talk to, feel free. I'm JT. Feel free to give me a call, talk to me about it, and I can give you some advice like I would give it. Because it's always better when you're going through, with a friend and somebody who knows what's going on. So Get your PSA test if you haven't got one yet. It'll save your life.
Can we adjourn first, then do the raffle?
No, raffle.
Then 50-50
Okay.
and then the minute. Then we adjourn.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
I have two shipmates who are very ill. They're some readers. They're not members of this project. Herb Larson. Herb Larson was on Georgia.
Yeah, I know her. I know her.
He has prostate cancer, has pesticides to his bones. He's doing okay, I guess is the best way to put it. He lives out near Belter.
Okay.
Another guy is Doc Jones. He was on the Georgia, I'm on other boats, I'm sure. He has emphysema and has been given X number of months more.
Keep in our prayers. Okay. All right. 50-50 raffle.
Okay, here we go. It's $58 for the winner. Pick up, please. All right, the last three numbers are 673.
673.
Wrong number.
Certainly me.
Got it?
Ah,
It's a flying fish.
Yeah.
You're right. For some unknown reason.
That's pretty good. You picked that up.
Yeah, well, a lot.
it's our story fine.
All right.
All right. Congratulations.
Don't need it back.
Great. Thank you. All right. Any other business? I'll finally get there. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
Okay. There's a motion and properly seconded and approved. This meeting is adjourned.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty darn quick with meetings, aren't I? Oh, hey, I did forget something.
Listen up.
Hey,
Listen up.
we got a prayer. Sorry. Please rise.
Benediction. Eternal Father, we pray at the end of this meeting and ask for a special blessing on those who are sick and suffering, that they will have thy peace and thy comfort. We ask a blessing on those who are about to go in for surgeries, that they will receive thy strength and the surgeries will be successful and healing will be successful. And we ask for fair winds and following seas until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Now we're official.